People always say one small mistake can change your whole life. I never believed it until I lost everything. My marriage, my father's respect, and even my place in the family. All because I thought cheating just once wouldn't matter. I couldn't have been more wrong. My name is Emily, 30 years old, and this is the story of how my husband James not only caught me but also took over my father's company and left me with nothing. James wasn't the man my parents thought I would end up with. He didn't come from money. He was from a modest family, worked 2 jobs in college, and built himself up from nothing. But he was determined, disciplined, and kind. That's what drew me to him. When we got married, my father was hesitant. He owns a successful construction company, something he built from scratch over 35 years. To him, James wasn't good enough for me. But over time, James proved himself. He started helping in the business, learning every detail, earning the trust of the employees. Slowly, my dad realized James wasn't just hardworking, he was brilliant. Within a few years, James was managing most of the operations while I enjoyed the luxuries of our lifestyle. And then came my mistake. I met Ryan through mutual friends. He was exciting, adventurous, and rich in a flashy kind of way. Unlike James, who worked long hours and was often tired, Ryan made me feel wanted instantly. At first, it was just texting, then lunches, and finally, more. I told myself it was harmless. James was too busy anyway. It was only one mistake. But James wasn't stupid. He noticed the late-night texts, the sudden gym sessions, the way I dressed up when Ryan called. He didn't confront me. Instead, he planned. The trap was set one evening when my father invited us all to a formal dinner at his house. He wanted to announce some changes in the company structure. I thought it was about him retiring soon. I had no idea my life was about to implode. Dinner was perfect. Expensive wine, laughter, business talk. Then my father cleared his throat and said, "Before we continue, I'd like James to share what he discovered this month. It's something important for the family." James stood, calm and confident, holding a small folder. He looked right at me, his eyes cold. "I found out that while I was working 14-hour days building this company with your father, my wife was spending her time with another man. I have the proof right here, messages, photos, hotel receipts." The air left the room. My fork clattered onto the plate. My father's face turned red, his jaw tight with fury. I stammered, "James, please, we can talk about this later." But he cut me off. "No, Emily, we'll talk now, because your father deserves to know what kind of daughter he's been defending all these years." He placed the evidence on the table. My father picked it up, his hands trembling, scanning through the pages. His disappointment was louder than any scream could have been. Then James turned to him and said, "I promised you I'd protect your company and your legacy, and I will, but I won't stay in a marriage built on lies." That night, everything shifted. My father, disgusted and ashamed, sided with James completely. Within weeks, legal documents were signed, handing James majority control of the company, something my father had originally planned to pass down to me one day. But he said I was unfit to carry the family legacy. James filed for divorce, using the prenup I had carelessly signed years ago. I thought I'd never need to worry about it. Turns out, it left me with nothing. No house, no car, no share of the business. He even made sure the family home went back to my father, leaving me with just a suitcase and a stained reputation. Ryan? He vanished the second my father cut me off. Turns out he wasn't interested in me, just in the perks of being around my wealthy family. Once I had nothing, he was gone. The worst part? James didn't raise his voice once. His revenge wasn't loud. It was calculated, cold, and devastating. He walked away not only with his dignity intact, but also with the empire my father built, now fully under his control. Meanwhile, I'm left watching from the sidelines as my ex-husband thrives in the role I was supposed to inherit. Employees respect him, my father praises him, and I'm the forgotten mistake everyone whispers about at family gatherings. I thought a small affair wouldn't matter. But James showed me how one act of betrayal can destroy everything you've ever known. If you like this story, please subscribe and turn on notifications.